Last summer, 3 men and 3 women, 3 of them believers and 3 not so sure, volunteered to spend 4 weeks at an Islamic retreat in southern Spain.
Welcome to Alqueria de Rosales.
I'm not trying to be cheesy, but I do feel as if a drop of religion is actually touching the flower in my soul and it is blossoming.
Courses on...
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I feel quite greedy. I just want to grab everything I can from it.
I'm not sure what to make of all this, to be honest with you. I can't understand why somebody would sit silent for an hour. Why would you do that?
Leading the retreat is respected teacher and Muslim convert, Abdullah Trevathan.
I think people today are looking for the spiritual dimension to their lives, for a sense of meaning, a sense of purpose. The problem is they don't know how to achieve this, and that's really what we want to show them during this month. The aim is not to convert people, but if they come here with an open mind and they immerse themselves in what we're doing, then I believe it will be a life-changing experience.
The retreat is set in the quiet isolation of Andalusia, on the historic frontier between Islamic and Christian civilizations. It welcomes visitors of any faith and caters to all Muslims by focusing on the spiritual roots of Islam. So far, it's been an intense experience for the 6 volunteers, and 10 days in, they're beginning to react against the concentrated routine of prayer and introspection.
Ramadan was special.
We're kind of breaking all the rules of spirituality.
Azim! Present! A shroom!
He's left, so he's probably going to arrive in the UK around... What's the time in the UK now?
Which one?
It's hard letting go of the habits from the outside world, and each one of them has struggled in their own way. In a sense, coming to a place like this, there's nothing, and you're thrown back on yourself. So it's our task now to make sure that they focus in on the spiritual path.
To keep the group focused, Abdullah has asked them to stick to a rigorous schedule built around Islam's traditional 5 daily prayers. The day begins at 5 a.m. with Fajr, the pre-dawn prayer. When he first arrived at the retreat, ad salesman Azim Ziai was reluctant to even enter the mosque. As a child, he rebelled against his strict Muslim upbringing. But now, things are starting to change.
For 34 years, I had an opportunity every single day. I had the actual, I had the information on tap. But I didn't once ever try and fill up my glass and try and drink any of it because I just thought, well, it doesn't interest me, it kind of bores me. But this place, flipped the script, man.
AH at Tos, a town near Mashhad in modern Iran.
Tos. Sorry. All right. The victor and du'as in Ghazali's thought. The usage of no coffee.
The daily routine includes labour around the estate. It's an activity that Muslim convert Khadejah has really taken to. In the outside world, she struggles to like herself and feels unworthy of her faith. But total immersion in all aspects of the retreat is starting to pay off.
Allahu Akbar. You have this hard-out shell and you gradually strip your layers away. And, I feel that they're really getting to me now.
There's so much food colouring in it.
Abdullah has assembled a team of British Muslims to help on the retreat and teach the daily classes of religious instruction. Like him, they are Sufis who emphasize mankind's mystical relationship with God.
Literally, our spirit has been, wrenched out from our bodies.
You look for the commonality, you look for the similar things.
Science graduate Simon Yarrow came onto the retreat looking for answers after a brush with cancer and a traumatic divorce. But he's struggling to engage on anything but an intellectual level.
That's the central truth of all the religions, and that's how I try and live. You know, and I didn't really need to come here to realise that. You know, that's... Okay, maybe I did, I'm sorry.
Afternoons on the retreat are set aside for silent contemplation, an essential part of the spiritual journey. Despite exploring a variety of different beliefs and faiths, psychotherapist Pom Jenkins has never found what she's looking for.
I think a lot's going on. I am really beginning to thinking about Islam.
Sal,
Sal,
Lam, Wa, Lay, Kum.
I don't think realistically I'm gonna, in 4 weeks, I'm gonna suddenly become a Muslim, but maybe it's kind of the beginning of a process. I don't know.
That's that one and back of it. If anything, from standing down and standing up.
It's definitely an interesting, really interesting time.
But not everyone has responded so positively. Law graduate Aisha Alvi finds much to disapprove of. One of her main concerns being the daily sessions of dhikr, or remembrance of God. In the classical Sufi tradition, dhikr involves chanting the names of Allah or sections from the Quran as a way of accessing the divine. But in Aisha's version of Islam, any practice not set out in the holy text is not condoned by Allah and is not therefore legitimate.
Allah's names were being recited over and over again in a manner that I've never really been used to. It's something that I didn't particularly join in, simply because this isn't something I'm used to doing in congregation, and it doesn't really feel right or sit with me very well.
Aisha is indicative of a particular type of Islam, which is at some odds with the classical traditional position. In my view, it's a superficial, prescriptive, dry, formulaic interpretation of Islam.
23-year-old Madassa Ahmed has also resisted life at the retreat, but not for religious reasons. He's struggling to disengage from his numerous business interests back home.
Just to let you know, I ain't slept again. Because of him over the road.
It's just that it's difficult.
He was on the phone till about 2.
Abdullah dispatches Iqbal, one of the retreat's teachers, to intervene.
Using the phone till 2 o'clock is unacceptable. There's no other way left for me, so if you could give me your phone. Thank you. Is this the only one? No. I need all of them.
You know, this whole thing about cutting off, I'm not sure about that, because I think I can just as much engage here and engage in my other things with no problem. I think I can handle both. I don't see the need to cut off completely. Something to think about.
Learning how to transcend the distractions of the modern world is crucial on the spiritual path. I'm talking here about iPods and mobile phones and all the other things that we have to entertain and occupy our attention away from what's going on at a deeper level. To achieve a complete state of inner peace is a lifetime struggle. But I'd like the group to get a taste of something of it by introducing them to the concept of presence, of being totally present in the moment.
For Abdullah, developing a sense of presence is key to engaging with the divine.
Presence is the quality of total consciousness in being here now. It's a higher awareness. One of the big things about presence is getting to know yourself. Your faults, your patterns, your good points, and then ultimately your essential nature. As the Prophet said, he who knows himself knows his Lord.